guys. So it's around 6 a.m. or so. Sun just came out, and normally we want to do these at night, but we're gonna go ahead and do them today for the afternoon. Anyways, so what we got here is we got cachete de res, which means cow cheek, right? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna smoke them for about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and some change, and then we're gonna braise them. And we're probably gonna braise them for about 4 to 5 hours. So let's go ahead and get a closer look at this. Alrighty guys, so this is what beef cheeks looks like. See that? Look at that. There you go. Now there's a couple of small parts right over here. I don't want to get rid of too much of the fat, but what I am going to get rid of is all this silver skin. You see this? You don't want this, and it has quite a bit of it. This is fat, so that's fine. But over here, you got some more silver skin. That's what we're trying to go ahead and get rid of. So we are going to go ahead and get rid of it. There's some right over here too. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of all this stuff, and then we'll show you what the end result looks like. You can see, give you a second. You can see that there's a lot of fat right over here, right? There's a lot of fat. I don't get rid of that. I do get rid of most of the silver skin. I don't see much of it here, but you do see it on some of this. Let's go ahead and see. See that? See how it's right over there? So the goal is to go ahead and get rid of it while leaving as much fat as possible. If you guys aren't too familiar with barbacoa or anything like that, I mean, it can be made out of cheek, tongue, part of the head too. I think they're called sesos, if I remember correctly, for the brain. Pretty good. So that's pretty much how we do the cutting off of this. Jeez. This one is gonna, probably like half of it is gonna be trimmed off. That's pretty good fat, but let's go ahead and chop it down. It's mostly fat. Some of it is good, but you don't want too much of it either. Yeah, this is mostly fat. Probably gonna get rid of it. I'll probably dive into it a little bit just to make sure that there's no meat in there, but most of it is pretty fat. Yeah, this is fat too. And it's not that type of fat that you want. It's not that, the type that renders down really good. I think this will render down some. Should I leave it? I'll probably just trim the edges off and then leave the rest. There we go. Wow. Alright guys, let me finish up real quick and then we'll hit up the smoker. Alrighty guys, so you can see all of this silver skin. Now, on these bigger pieces of meat, it's so much easier if you kind of like butterfly cut it, because right in the middle, you're gonna see this thick layer of silver skin. You don't want that. I don't want that, right? There's nothing like thinking that you're gonna get a really nice cut of barbacoa to go ahead and put into, to your taco or whatever, only for it to be really tough. You don't want that. All right, so we're gonna start off with a little bit of garlic powder. So now we are going to hit it with just a touch of cumin. Now the last part is going to be some of the gospel. All right, let's go ahead and hit it with the gospel. There we go. I think there's some sugars inside here because it clumps up. There we go. You could do holy cow, but traditionally barbacoa isn't peppery. Traditionally it's more a savory flavor than it is pepper, if that makes any sense. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and set up the smoker now. Alrighty guys, we got the pit boss going right over here. Pretty awesome. Got the monster going. Y'all know what it is, man. Monster is life. Alright, so this is going. And we're only gonna set it up for about 180 degrees. We're gonna wait until the fire comes up, close this thing down, set up for 180, and put the meat in here. And I'll probably leave it in here for about 2.5 hours or so. and then we'll begin the braising process. Now we'll go ahead and show you exactly what we do in regards to the braising. It's not difficult by any means. I mean, it's just beef broth, some onions, garlic, and I think a bay leaf or two. Can't remember, but something like that. You don't want to add too much bay leaves because it ends up being a little bit too rich in regards to that flavor. So, I mean, if that's the flavor profile you guys want, that's fine, but I only want to add maybe about 1 or 2 leaves. We got this going. All right, let's close it down. And we're going to go ahead and wait for that. All right, guys, we'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, folks, time to put it in. Oh, hell yeah. All right, let's go ahead and put it in. Bow. Bow. There you go. Some in here, too. So, the plan is to go ahead and let it get some smoke for about 2 hours and some change, and then we'll go ahead and braise it. Oh, forgot one meat. Alright, there we go. We definitely want as much meat as possible. There we go. Alright, guys, we'll be back. Guys, so now the beef cheeks have been in there for about 2 hours and some change or so. They already had that mahogany color. So let's go ahead and set up the braise. So right now we got this empty pan right over here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna put some of this onion in here. Yeah. Kind of want to spread it out a little bit. Right? Not a whole lot, but just spread out. I'm probably gonna get a little extra piece. There we go. Get some of the skin off. Anyways, so we are going to add this in here. A couple of cloves of garlic, 1, 2, 3, and 2 small ones. Now, we are going to get some of this beef broth in there. I'm probably going to do about half, maybe not that much. There we go. If you want to add some veggies or whatever you want, you can definitely go ahead and do that. Alright, so that was about half. Now, I'm also going to add a little bit of cumin in here. Cumin just adds a little bit more of that, authentic flavor. But I'm also going to hit it with some of this gospel right over here. Just to see how it goes. You can do whatever you want with it. Some people, they add celery. I don't know why, but I guess that's a thing. They add all kinds of stuff. We just put a little bit of cumin, a little bit of the gospel, and then we'll see what it does. All right, guys, give me a bit so that we can go ahead and get the beef chicks in here, and then we'll wrap it in foil paper. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and see what we got. Oh, hell yeah, you see it got that smoke color right there? All right, so now it's time to go ahead and put it in here. Whoa, we don't want to lose that. I got it right over here. Alrighty. So they're still not tender, which is what we expected. They're not going to get tender until we actually braise them. Alright, so let's go ahead and wrap it down. Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to raise the temperature to about 250. Alright, there we go. Now let's go ahead and come down here. We're going to set it up to 250. And we'll check up with this in a couple hours. Alrighty, folks. So that actually didn't take too long. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. And yes, I know what some of you guys are going to say. It rains a lot over here, man. We got some storms brewing in. They said that we only had like 5% chance. That's looking like fake news again. So we got 205. It's super tender. Look at this, guys. Super tender. Let's go on this one. So I'd say these are done. Look at that, guys. But let's give it the squeeze test. Oh, yeah. It's, you know what? I mean, the squeeze test, it's still not as tender as I would want it. Oh, y'all hear that? Or maybe I'm not squeezing it the right way. I don't know. Oh, no, it's good. But you know what? I'm going to leave it here for 15 minutes or so. I'm going to leave it here for about 15 minutes. Beef cheeks need a lot more than just 205, man. They need to be squeezed tender. So we'll be back. So the beef cheeks, they're already done. They're resting. Now, we are going to make some homemade corn tortillas, right? You can add whatever ingredients you want, you know, to get a little bit different profile. Me, or for us at least, we just use this, a little bit of salt, and water, and that's pretty much it. Now, if you guys don't have a tortilla press, that's fine. We don't either. I don't know what we did with ours. I think it broke or something. So we're gonna show you a trick on how to do the tortillas without that press. So first things first, let's go ahead and get 2 cups of the maseca. This is how it's supposed to look like, guys. Don't get the one from tamales. You need to get this type, all right? So we're gonna add 2 cups. There you go. There's 1. Let's get a little bit more. There you go. And then there's 2. Alrighty. So now we got this right over here. You need to have some warm water. It can't be boiling, but it can't be warm. It's gonna be somewhere in the middle. So what you're looking for is a different type of consistency. Now come over here so we can check it out. Alrighty, guys. So now we got this. Okay, you gotta add a little at a time. Make sure you got some clean hands. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and mix it up, and I'll show you what type of consistency that you're looking for. We're gonna keep adding until we get a good consistency. And it's gonna be more like a Play-Doh type of consistency. Not too dry, not too wet. Has to be just right, kind of like Play-Doh. If it's too mushy, it's not gonna go well. If it's too dry, it's not gonna go well. So it looks like we're getting close to the consistency now. We're getting close. Now, most of this is going to be stuck to your hands, but once it starts separating from your hands and staying into this, that's how you know, right? But we still have a little bit of the powder down here, so it's going to need just a bit more. There you go. You got to add a little at a time, man. Don't fill it up and stuff like that, because it's very easy to go over than under. All right, so looking at this is about the consistency. However, we still have a little bit of the powder down here. Let me see if I can mix it up and see if, no, that's pretty good. All right, guys, so this is the consistency that you guys are looking for right here. You see that? It's not overly dry. If I put my hand in here with whatever, it's gonna stick to it. This is the consistency that you want. So it's kind of like Play-Doh. If you ever played with Play-Doh, you see this? Kind of like Play-Doh. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We are going to leave this here, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to flatten this out without having to have a press. Our press broke or something, I can't remember. But you get yourself one of these Ziploc bags, you're gonna have to cut them up, because if you try and press it like that, it's not gonna work. It's gonna get stuck. So make sure you remove that top first, and then you remove the sides too. There you go. That's one side. Now you can do one side, but traditionally, it's both sides. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these up. They're a pretty good knife. Well, not knife, but scissors. Alrighty, guys. So now you guys are going to get yourself a little ball. Not too big, not too small. Something about this size. Right? About that size. Now, we are going to put it right over here in the middle. Remember to cover it up, man. I don't know how many times I forgot to cover it up and put this in there. And it just gets stuck to the bottom. Okay, so this is my pan. Right? My wife got mad at me because I was using all her pans for smoking stuff like that. So she told me, you're going to keep this one. Okay, so I keep this one. So now I use it.
That's my cake pan.
Alrighty, guys. So now you have it right here. You put this thing in there. Now you're going to put some weight to it. Right? Put some weight to it, man. Now you're going to see how it's starting to move. You see how it's pressing? Okay, great. We're going to put some more weight onto it. There you go. And this is if you don't have a press. It doesn't take a whole lot of weight to get it to separate. See that? If you want to flatten it out more, then you can put some more weight. But that's pretty much it. So now we're going to take this. See that? There you go. This needs to be around medium heat or so. And then it's going to start cooking really well. Some people, they want a little bit higher temps. And that's because in some spots it'll start to bubble up and, you know, have that nice little char. And it's great. But let's go ahead and continue and making another one. Alrighty, guys. Now, we had to add just a little bit more water because while you're handling this, if it starts feeling like powder, then it needs just a bit more. Sometimes you won't be able to tell until you're actually working with it after a bit. But this is the consistency you want to check it out. If you press it, it holds in, nothing in your thumb, that's good. Alright? Let's go ahead and chop up another one. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and flip that one. This one's probably done. Anyways, so here we go. Let's try this one more time. Flatten it out. Like I said, doesn't take a whole lot of weight. A little bit more. And you'll be able to see where it's not flattening out and where it is. Because there's going to be some areas where it's too thick and other areas too thin. So we're going to go ahead and press a little bit. There we go. I think that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and flip it right over. There we go. Oh, that feels nice. Okay, this feels a little bit more consistent. Okay, so we're gonna see, this is the type of heat that you want. If you can move it like this, that's the right heat that you want. Alrighty. So we'll give it a little bit. We'll probably pause it until we can actually see how it is. Alright guys, it's time to flip it over. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Now, once this thing is done, we'll be able to go ahead and put it into a little tortilleria that we have over there. Basically, it's a container for tortillas. And what it does is that if it ends up a little bit too hard, which normally it can, well, it's not hard. It's just if you want to humidify it a little bit more, you leave it in there, and it turns out even better. Some people, they like it right off like that because they like the, not a crunch, but a different texture, so to speak. Now, if you make these very, very thin, they'll puff up like a turtle, all right? But you gotta make them thin, right? You can make it happen with these thicker ones. The temperature just has to skyrocket. I mean, it has to go up quite a bit. So once this one is done, we'll show you exactly where we put it. Now, you can put them into a plastic bag. You can put them in between, you know, like a thicker towel or something like that. But usually a plastic bag helps a lot better. So I think this one is pretty much done. Alrighty. Woo, hot. Okay, so we're gonna put it right there, and then we are going to cover it up. Man, that smells good. All right, guys, we'll hit you guys back up once we're done, and we'll prepare taco. Alrighty, guys. So the beef cheeks have already been rested. Look at that. Let's go ahead and see. Oh my God! Look at that. Look at. Oh man! Look at this. Look at that. A little bit of fat right there. Oh my God. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Look. Oh man. All bites. Oh man. Look at that. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna shred a little bit from this, and we're gonna put it into a taco. Oof. Ow. Ow. Okay. All right. So let's take some of this. Put it right here. Oh man, this looks good. Let me shred it a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and put a little bit of onion, a little bit of cilantro, a little bit more of this. Now let's add some salt. There we go. Let's give it a try. Oh my God. Mmm. Wow. Guys, stop whatever you're doing. Get you some of this stuff, man. Do it the exact same way that I mentioned it right here. It's incredible. It's amazing. Look at this, guys. I don't know if it, there you go. Bruh, I don't know what to tell you guys, but this is amazing. This is really, really good. Mmm. It is so tender. Mmm. Remember, guys, this thing can say 200 degrees all day. But if it's not pulling like this, you got to put it back in. This is the type of consistency that you want. And you see, there's still a little bit of fat right over here. I'm not sure if you can see it. There's still a little bit of fat. That's all right. That fat gives it flavor. All right, guys. I think that's it for today. Probably a long video, but you know what? This would be really something that you guys can do on a weekend or something like that. It is amazing. You got to do the cumin. You got to do that what's that? That garlic powder. You got to do the holy gospel. Do all that, man. Do the same thing with this. I'm telling you, it is fantastic. Alrighty, guys. Before I forget, you got to make sure to chop this up like so. Look at that. Now, if you want thicker pieces, that's, oh man, look at how tender this is. Look at that. The reason why I like to chop it like this is because if it has pieces of fat that's still there and you chop it up a little bit, oh my God, man, it just makes it for a more juicy taco, bro. I'm telling you, do this, chop it up real good, and then put it in a taco. I forgot to post this, I forgot to do this step, but I just caught myself doing it right now. So you know what? Let's go ahead and make a video of it chopping up. That way, you guys know how we like to have our barbacoa done. Oh man, look at that. And if you want it even more juicier, you can always get some of that au jus that came out from the pan, put it in here. Oh man, it's fantastic. All right, guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys then.